My name is Natalie. If you're new to my channel, thank you so much for being here today. I am gonna go ahead and do a glue book page today using all of my flower themed pictures, magazine cutouts. I am going to challenge myself and see how often I can post from yesterday night I started to next Wednesday when I go back to work. I've been on summer vacation and that'll be the end of my vacation. So I'm hoping to get a lot of magazine time in. So hopefully I get a few more videos up for you guys before I start work again. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoy the video. I'm gonna go ahead and get started. So I have this binder I've showed you guys before where I keep all of my themed magazine cutouts. I'm gonna go ahead and take out the one with the flowers and kind of see what I'm working with. So I always like to check and see how many I have because sometimes I think I have a lot and I don't, but this seems like I have a good amount to work with. So I've already gone through, since I'm using last year's planner as my glue book. I've gone through and crossed off anything, like any names or anything that I didn't want seen. And I only mention that because I don't know if you guys can see the different like scribbles in there, that's why. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and start. I have lots of flowers I've been collecting, and I'm gonna see if I can adjust this a little bit. All right, that's better. So, just like I was saying last night, if you saw my video from last night, sometimes I like to cut my pictures down. It's just something I do to make them all fit in a better way. I don't always do that, but when I have big pieces like this, I cut them down in half, or I just cut off part of them to make them fit. Curious if a lot of other people do that. I just think that it doesn't have to stay the same size that you originally cut it, you know? So I am gluing this down. Try to make it fit at the edge here. There we go. So I'm looking at my pictures that I have. Let's see. See, this is a great example of something I might just cut down to make fit. And to me, that's another fun part of it is like, you never really know what your picture is going to end up looking like from when you first cut it to when you adjust it to fit your glue book. So I think that can be part of the fun. So here's this. So last night I started thinking about all the possibilities for glue books once I run out of space in the planner. I really still have like more than half of the planner left, so that'll be a while. It'll be a while before that happens, but I've seen different ideas that people have. Like I've seen people post about just simply going to Dollar Tree and getting like dollar notebooks or books that they find at Dollar Tree and using that as their glue book. I like the idea of recycling whatever I have, so I plan on just looking around and seeing like what old books I have or journals here at home that I'm not using and going through all those before I buy books, just because I love the idea of giving something new life. So you guys will probably be seeing me use things like this a lot because yeah, I feel like it's just less wasteful and it's cool to see it become something different. Let's see. And sometimes I find myself gluing things down and thinking, where am I going with this? Because I don't know, the shapes are off, but I also don't make too much of a big deal about it. Like, there's different pages in my glue book that don't have every single tiny spot covered, and I think that's okay. It doesn't have to be perfect. And that's the whole point of this to me, is to do something crafty or creative that doesn't need to be perfect, doesn't have like specific strict rules, because that's when I don't really enjoy doing arts and crafts, when I feel like it has to be a specific way. It just stresses me out. So that's that. So here I'm putting this flower, thinking it might help cover up my August. Yes, there we go. It's crazy to me looking back at this planner from last August, and now we're right around the corner from next August again, and it's like, it just seems like it, I don't even know. It's been a long year, but at the same time, it's crazy that it's already a year later, if that makes sense. I think everybody could probably relate to that after experiencing the pandemic. It's just been like a never-ending year, but at the same time, it's crazy that we're here already and moving on to a new school year. I'm excited about that. I mentioned in a couple of my last videos that I'll be starting teaching again soon, and it's exciting. Happy about that. And I've been working at the school for a few months now. I was doing some subbing at the school, and then they hired me for this school year, so I'm really excited for just kind of a new opportunity for teaching. I think that I actually started teaching when all this crazy stuff happened, and that made it obviously difficult. It was a weird time to come into education, just in the middle of the pandemic, but I'm excited that we're moving forward and it's a different time now, and it just feels like a new chance, you know? So excited for that. This is just kind of silly, but I'm using this little vase just to cover up a spot, to be honest. And sometimes that happens where I decide to use my scrap to do something, and actually I don't really mind it because it still fits the theme and the look. But that's what I mean by you never really know how they're gonna end up. And I just have a couple more spots to fill up here, and those are awkward spots. So this is exactly what I mean. And I'm gonna try and zoom in here a little bit. Okay, so this is exactly what I mean when I say that sometimes I like to cut my pieces down to make them fit in places that I wasn't really planning on making them fit. And to me, this picture is perfect for that, because it's just really like, it's big, but it's also just different colors, and I can make a lot out of it. So we'll see what I come up with here. So this is the fun part of it for me too, is like seeing what I can fit in different spots. It's not perfect or anything like that, but I like seeing what I can come up with. So let's see. So now I'm working on that bottom piece there that's missing something. We'll see if that fits well. But sometimes I just do it and then I check it and see. Yep, that covers that. And I see a little piece kind of coming unglued. Okay. And then the last piece I have is, and that might be a little big, I think that's fine. Okay. So see how sometimes I have like little random pieces that I wasn't really planning on using in that way, but I like it because it still matches like the floral theme. And it's not always doesn't always have to be like a complete picture of the flower. It could just be like a different perspective in different parts of the flower. So this is what we have now. I like it. I've been saving a lot of flowers for this. I still have some over here. But I actually have a whole other section. It's not a lot that I'm saving of sunflowers, because I want to make a complete sunflower page. That's my favorite flower. Let's see. So, as always, I like to start with something big in the center. I don't know if you guys have noticed, that's how I typically do my spreads. I find like the bigger, this one's not really necessarily flowers, it's more of like a fruit tree. So I'm gonna go ahead and put it over here. And I'm gonna do, oh, I like this one as my centerpiece. And that's my favorite color. You guys might be able to tell by my name on YouTube, Hot Pink Calls. I love, love, love hot pink. It's always just been my favorite. I've been obsessed with it since I was a kid. In fact, at one point I convinced my parents to let me paint my room hot pink. So that should tell you just how much I love the color. Okay. To me, it's always fun because I feel like I'm making a puzzle when I put together these glue book pages. So I'm just cutting out this kind of random one that I had cut earlier or used earlier. I'm gonna use that, and the scraps are gonna go in the trash. It's a little bit smaller than I had hoped, but that works. And then I have this little gap here. And I'm gonna go ahead and put this little cute daisy here because how cute is that? Then I'm gonna keep and I did not like the way that got glued down, so we try again. And like I said, sometimes that's gonna happen. Like, as you guys can probably see, this isn't perfect, and that is okay with me. And some people might not like that. That's okay. That's why we each have our own, you know, system and what works for us, what doesn't. I knew from the start of this that I was not going to let perfectionism stop me from doing this. And I knew that, you know, I have an issue with that. I tend to try to be perfect and do things perfectly. So I didn't want to let this be something that got ruined because of that. So for me, it works not doing it perfectly. And for some people, I'm sure that they want precision and accuracy or just things to fit the right way in their mind. And you know what? That's awesome if that works for them. I just don't want to do that with this hobby. I'm thinking something like this. Or maybe like, let's think. Maybe I'm gonna cut off part of this. That's cute, okay. So sometimes I'll put the glue down on the paper, like the planner, itself, and sometimes I'll put it on the actual paper I'm trying to glue down. It just kind of depends. Sometimes I do both. It just depends on what I'm trying to do. But something I found that is kind of like just a little irritation when it comes to the glue book situation is having to put things down in such a way that they're not going to be sticking out of the book. Like those corner pieces can definitely be a struggle for me. Like, see, I'm probably gonna have to cut a piece down, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna fold this in here. See, I just love that it's nobody's glue book will look the same as someone else's. That has always been my favorite form of art. This page just seems just like too pretty to cut. Am I right? But I'm like, but I am gonna cut it. I think I might have to. We'll see. Found this scrap over here. I might see what I could do with this scrap. It's funny. This is definitely one of my more like, okay, let me put this scrap here and see what it looks like pages. Because I haven't really done that up until now. But right now what I'm trying to do is avoid using that really pretty big flower page. I don't know why, but I don't want to use it because look how it's like the tiniest little spots that I haven't covered. I don't want to use, I would not want to cut up this entire beautiful page just for like these little tiny spots. So to me, oh, and look, remember this little one that I cut off from this flower right here? I'm going to go ahead and cut that and use that. So see, sometimes it just works perfectly and you don't really know how it's going to work out, but to me, that's kind of like the best part of it. So this is what we have. Let me go ahead and close my glue so I'm not knocking it down because that is something I tend to do constantly. This is what we have. I think it's beautiful. I love it. So many beautiful flowers to look at, and I didn't waste any of my images. I love this. I especially love the hot pink flower here on the right. That is just beautiful. But yeah, I think this came out really, really good. I feel like I have yet to be disappointed with glue book like results, because it's always just something different, something unique. So I'm really happy with the turnout. I had just this one image left over, and that's okay. I'm gonna save it for another time. But that is all I have for you guys today. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I will talk to you all soon. Bye.